Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. Last episode, Maverick ventured into the Crown Dungeon, Dungeon 5, and while he didn't find the essence of time in it, he did find a new toy, the Cane of Somaria. It's a new toy for Maverick, but for fans of the Zelda series, they might remember the item from A Link to the Past. The cane, just like in that game, has a little bit of few differences. But just in that game, it does create blocks. We can use those blocks to weigh down buttons. We can use them to create platforms for us to stand on. We use them to discover where invisible floors were. Now we're going to use the cane in the new puzzle. Two puzzles kind of similar to one another. We're going to basically be pushing statues, and we're going to find out that the statues have other statues attached to them. So if you push one statue one way, another statue that's linked with it will move as well. And so we're simply going to have to use the cane to create a block to prevent certain statues from moving. So it might be sound a little more complicated, but it's pretty easy to. You'll see what I mean when I actually start doing it. I gotta work on my angles here. I'm pretty terrible at them. Angles. What's the prettiest angle? The prettiest angle is the one that's less than 90 degrees. Because it's a acute angle. So here's these statues. If we push one, the other one moves in the same direction. But we gotta get them over the two different tiles. So to prevent the one on the right there or the one on top there from moving, we create another block that prevents it from moving up. When we push this one up, we cover both of the tiles and we get a small key. And we're gonna get a similar puzzle like that. That's gonna involve more statues to get the boss key. We already saw the boss key door. It's near kind of the front of the dungeon actually. It was to the room to the right of where we get the map. That's where the boss is going to be. But we didn't have the boss key, obviously, then. So, now it's time for us to hunt for the boss key. Remember, the blue were down in order to get to the staircase, so whenever you transfer around, remember what's different blocks, which one was down, which one was up. Otherwise you might have to do some backtracking, and as we go deeper into the dungeon, the blocks ain't gonna, those orbs that change the blocks, which one is up, which one is down, ain't gonna be as easily accessible as they are at the beginning of the dungeon. So we have an old item from an old Legend of Zelda. Now we pull out another trick from an old Zelda using the Pegasus seeds to jump over larger squares or larger gaps. Speaking of pulling things from old Zeldas, we have a mini boss here that first appeared in Link's Awakening. There's a little new spin on it though, in that the ball that the boss, this mini boss throws around, it disappears. It appears for a little bit and then it'll disappear. Luckily, it will disappear like not just when you're holding it, but sometimes when the mini boss is holding it too. So it's not like the game is like unfair and only makes it disappear when your character's holding it. What's not fair is my aiming ability. It's pretty poor. As you can see, I'm just missing really, really bad. You could use the cane to create blocks and throw them at this guy, but I'm actually even worse throwing the blocks. I've seen it being worse aim than them. So I just kind of try to get this guy's trapped in a corner. They can't avoid the attack. You just love how we spin. I said I do boxing, and that's one of those you get out of the corner. You know, grab your opponent, spin, push him back into the corner. This guy, he's not spinning. And I'm not hitting him, which makes you wonder, how good of a boxer would I be? Can't hit anything. Come on. Yep. Manta ray. I think that's, I don't know what this is. Like I said, I think it might look like a manta ray. Some aquatic animal. I tried to teach boxing to some fish. The first lesson was how to avoid the hook. That was terrible. Yeah, and we got another recycled puzzle here where we have a button, we press it, and a bridge will appear. But the moment we step off the button, well, the bridge disappears. So we have to use our cane to create a block to hold it down. And we finally got the compass. Seems like in this game we get the map before we get the compass. Most of the time the game usually uses the compass first. Less useful item. Alright, let's keep on heading down. Moblins. Guess they're popular up here on Rolling Ridge. See, we did have to deal with the Great Moblin. In order to get the bomb flowers needed to rescue the Goron Elder who had the key to this dungeon. Yeah, we'll meet the Great Moblin again if we do a linked game. So there's like a little trick, if you may not know about if you haven't played like A Link to the Past. But normally, like I said, when the blocks are up, you can't walk on them because they're up. But if you're already on the blocks, when they pop up, you're basically going to walk on top of the blocks. And you can also walk on top of the blocks if you jump from above onto the blocks. So we need the blue blocks down. But in order then to reach them, we have to go the back route and then jump on top of the red blocks. You need the blue blocks down so we can get to the staircase, which is going to lead us to where the boss key is. Again, if you don't have the noble sword or you don't have full hearts and you can't shoot beams, you can always use your siege shooter to hit those orbs. So have the red blocks down to get those rupees. We're using rupees to play some games later on. Not this episode. This episode's going to be all about finishing off this dungeon. Got a unique boss for this dungeon. Another face boss. He's probably less deadly than the face boss in Dungeon 2. But might be a little less annoying. You don't have to worry about. You still have to worry about a little bit about timing, but not as bad as I think with that boss in Dungeon 2. So here we go. When you push a blue block, the other blue blocks will move too. Red. So basically, if another colored block is blocking the way, though, then it won't move. So that's why you can use the cane to block any of the blocks. And we're going to have to use the cane to block the yellow block at the bottom there. Because if we didn't, when we push this block up here down, that other block would have moved. So there we go. We've got all the statues to the owl. And there's obviously other ways to solve that puzzle, but no matter how you solve the puzzle, it's going to require using the cane to block off some statues to get them in proper position. There we go. Ooh, got a little blob up here. I don't know how we missed him. And I remember which block was up. Which one was down. Alright, we're good now. Time to head back to go take on the boss. That's all we have left. I said, the boss is kind of near the beginning, so we'll take a little shortcut kind of to get the boss by using the mini boss's warp point to get back to the beginning of the dungeon. We saw the boss key so early, or the boss's door so early in this dungeon. It was in the same room where we got the map. Now we can actually go beyond where we got the map. Face the boss and get the next essence of time. As always, once we get a new essence of time, that'll help the Maker Tree remember something. Usually the location of the next essence of time. The next essence of time is going to be in Rolling Ridge once again. So we kind of got two of this mountains area. It's also a pretty unique dungeon, the next dungeon. It requires you going not just through floors, like from first floor, second floor to the basement. It's going to require you going sometimes into the past, sometimes into the present. So yeah, it's a pretty unique spin. Reminds you a little bit of Dungeon 2, where we couldn't access the dungeon in the present because it collapsed, so we had to enter the dungeon from the past. Well, this next dungeon, like I said, would be doing some things in the past to open paths in the present, and then go to the present, solve more things there until you run into a dead end, then go back to the past, solve a different puzzle. Remember, what you do in the past affects the present. So yeah, it's a nice little time traveling shenanigans. Another puzzle. And here we have, like I said, the puzzle boss. It's time for our little game. I break apart. If you can force me back together and blow me away, it ends. But before you do, I shall take a bit of your soul. Yeah, I'll begin. I guess he takes the bit of your soul by just basically taking control of you. And he places you somewhere in the room. And the goal is we have to get him to reform. So you have to basically use the Cane of Somaria to create blocks and basically force the little ghost heads to hit into the big ghost head. Now, if for whatever reason, like you kind of really get messed up on the puzzles and you're having trouble, you can always reset the puzzle by hitting the button in the upper corner. So say you get like one of the heads in a position where like it won't be able to ever reach the other heads. You can always just reset the puzzle by, like I said, going to the upper left corner and hitting the button. It resets to the last one. So like, if we pressed it now, it would reset the three little small ghost heads. The room would reset to look like the three lines, and then we just have three little ghost heads. So we'd have to basically we'd undo basically the work that we did. Like, it sounds like it could save you, but I'm not doing very well here. Like I said, it's a lot of timing. See, if you're trying to basically get the ghost head when it goes to the next kind of, kind of forced it there. Hit it once, and then when it's about to hit another block, create a new block. You can hit the small ghost heads to kind of make them slow down and try to force a meeting this way. It doesn't always work though, because the hitboxes are kind of janky. Like, almost looks like they would have hit there, but I think before it's just a little bit closer. These guys to unite. Not so close. Little heads move faster than the big heads, so it's another thing to keep in consideration. Here we go! We have to go through 4 phases of this guy. Now, one way we could do it that I ended up doing for the last one is, for this one and the last one, you can actually almost, I'm trying to hood him to the center. You could create the block on the right and the far left, and then force the ghosts, the little ghost head, clown heads, to basically get attached to the outside wall. And of course, from the outside wall, they have no choice but to eventually run into one another. I, for some reason, decided to do this the hard way, because I'm stubborn! Oh, I guess I just wasn't thinking right. Ouch. There we go. And I mess it up. Worked so hard to get one of the ghosts over onto the center, and then I mess it up instantly. Eventually you'll get it. It's always amazing to see like people who like speed run these games who are just like so good they like can get like on their first try. There we go. Just get this guy to join his buddy. Come on, join. Very close. Yay! Only one more time to go. Which is good because Maverick is running low on hearts. For this one, I end up getting them one to go onto the outside. Getting close. But as you see, I'll end up messing this one up a little bit. So close. I end up getting the middle, the center, and the right to join up, and then I get the big ghost to go onto the outside wall. And then from there, it's easy to force the ghost on the left onto the outside wall. Not my finest battle, but I get it done eventually. That's all that matters. That's all the Mako Tree cares about. You getting the battle done. Alright. We place the block here when it turns around. Block destroyed. So now this guy is on the top. We can force this one to join here. There we go. Like I said, luckily this is the last session. We get a heart piece, and we can claim our 5th Essence of Time. What is this one called? The Sacred Soil. We're going to feed that, of course, to the Mako Tree, and she will tell us that we're basically going to have to stay on Rolling Ridge. Now, everywhere we've been on Rolling Ridge so far has basically been a dead end. But while we've been down here in this dungeon exploring, it turns out there'll be some adventurous Goron who've been doing their own exploring, and they've created a new cave system. Maverick, I still hear an essence echoing near Rolling Ridge, huh? I think someone's come. Yep, another Goron. Here he comes. Drink. Huh? I was digging a new tunnel, and I ended up here. Hey, what are you doing here? Don't you know games are the new fad on Rolling Ridge? You should check them out too. See, there's going to be some new mini games available to us. There's going to be like a targeting game, and then there's also going to be a dancing game. If you've been following Data in Oracle Seasons, you know he's doing the Subrosia dance. He did that to get a boomerang, and then to get a Gasha seed and some ore chunks. Now we're going to have this Goron dance, which is a little bit harder than the Subrosia dance. It's more listening to sounds than what the character is doing, what the leader is doing. Well, like I said, we'll see that soon enough. I already mentioned that we're going to have to be going back into the past to do some of this dungeon, and the game's basically telling us right away that we're going to have to go back to the past by showing us another one of those past portals right there. And we will venture into that portal in our next episode, so take care, hope to see you then. Have a good one. Bye.